circle blues. When I see the circles out, I get glum, there is no doubt. Got me the old chair circle blues. When I see chairs in a round, that's when I start to panic. Flap me hands all in the air, the doctor says I'm manic. Oh no, it's not right, association every night. Got me the old chair circle blues.
Hello and welcome to Not the Chair Circle, the antidote to group therapy. Tonight we shall be asking the question, TV or IT, who's to blame? Continuing our theme of 21st century maladies, we shall be looking into the phenomenon of media addiction. As social media faces rising criticism that it is having a detrimental effect on the mental and moral well-being of mankind, we ask, was television the start of it all? Now, on our last show, it was discovered that viewers of a certain age, Sid and Vera aside, could not distinguish between characters on a long-running well-known soap opera and real people. We have turned, quite naturally, to our very own Telly professional Mike Gobshite. Using his skills as one-time investigative journalist turned chat show host, he has agreed to look into this shocking situation. He will be giving us his results in a Gobshite special, complete with mystery expert, later in the show. But before that, we have the long-awaited return of PSYCH VFM. Now, if you've been with us since Series 3, then you're probably just the sort of masochist who will appreciate the return of Morag Granny McCready, our occasional contributor and expert in the field of adult correction. In this, her own slot for the show, she investigates how to get the best VFM, value for money, from the thriving mental health industry today.
Hello dears, Morag McCready here. Now the boys in Not the Chair Circle have asked me to do another edition of PSYCH VFM. That's the show where I investigate how you can get the best value for money when visiting your chosen shrink. If that's your idea of a good time. They say my clients are strange. Now I have seen and indeed administered a lot of sadistic behaviours in my time, but this modern craze beats the lot. Everyone trooping off to the trick cyclist like it's a day at the fair. Oh well, I am not one to judge, unless the client has expressly asked me to do so. In the last VFM I did a wee compare and contrast to see which sort of malady it was best for you to present with when visiting your chosen quack. In this edition I shall be investigating which sort of therapist is your best buy. Now to be honest dears, I didn't have to go far to find some subjects. Right here in the Not the Chair Circle buildings there are two absolute stotters of psychiatrists. The reactionary Dr. Robert and the West Coast wonder Professor Yo-Yo Pagoda. My first instinct was to stick them both in a room, let them analyse each other and see who flipped first. But not even I could be that sadistic. So let us take a look at what we've got here. Now Dr. Robert is your classic up-the-arse Freudian. I see his sort in my waiting room all the time. So tight-arsed he squeaks when he farts. You couldn't give him an enema with a number 2 knitting needle. Now in terms of value for money he's a big red flag. He is one of the old school, you are not recovered merely in recovery, merchants. He is currently claiming to be the leading expert in dormant psychosis. You sign up with him and he'll be inventing complications until you drop off your perch. Now this may seem attractive to some of you, but you'll be parted from your bobies on a weekly basis for the rest of your life. Now in Professor Pagoda we have the relatively new type of shrink, the hug the universe, touch grass type. Touch grass. Whenever I spend any time with this lot, I end up touching cloth. This is therapy light. They'll tell you that you're doing absolutely fine and then teach you how to breathe. Breathe! I mean, would you, dear? Mind you, you will find that this sort of quack can be an equal strain on your wallet. Well, they will not subject you to 50-minute sessions weekly on the couch in their office. They will undoubtedly have a circle of healer friends who run retreats, usually in Costa Rica. Here you will be charged 50 quid a night to sleep in a hut, bury your own shit, and discover yourself. Discover yourself. Do yourself a favour. Spend the money on a fortnight's piss up in Skegness. You'll feel a whole lot better, and you might still have some savings at the end of it. Now I speak as one who is a firm believer in self-expression as a means to a full and happy life. Do what you can get away with and have the most fun you can while spending as little as possible. That's my philosophy, and I'll give you that for free. Don't forget, my darlings, many a mickle mags a muckle. Happy shopping, dears.
Well, there you are, viewers. More sound fiscal advice from everyone's favourite granny, Morag McCready. Next tonight we have the ever popular musical therapy. Well, my mum likes it. Hello, Mum. Now, tonight's offering will surely be a hit in the TV lounge at the Basket Weavers Hotel. Yes, Miss Spume, call Matron Quantox in from the ward. It is the first group ever to appear on the show. Original and best, we give you the Bedlam Boogie Boys. Roll the film.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. They've signed the forms, I'm exiting Ward 1. If your mind's still a bit off, well, please think twice. And just don't tell the shrink, that's my advice. I'm off the ward, full marks I scored, I passed the mental test. I'll hand my answers on to you and wish you all the best. Just don't rant and scream and carry on, and you'll be out next week, my dear old chum. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. They've signed the forms, I'm exiting Ward 1. If your mind's still a bit off, well, please think twice. And just don't tell the shrink, that's my advice. I'm off the ward, full marks I scored, I passed the mental test. I'll hand my answers on to you and wish you all the best. Just don't rant and scream and carry on, and you'll be out next week, my dear old chum.
Another number penned in the dreaded Ward 6. Thank you, boys. Now, as this is my last appearance tonight, I would just like to take this opportunity to express the extreme gratitude of the whole team to you, our cherished audience, for showing up to watch our little show tonight. I, as ever, would simply like to thank you for your kind indulgence. And now on to our main feature. Our very own Telly professional, Mike Gobshite, investigative journalist and chat show host, will be delivering all the facts with the aid of a mystery expert guest. and welcome to this Gobshite special with me, Mike Gobshite. Tonight we shall be taking a look at the history of mankind's relationship with the small screen. The screen in one's pocket has received some criticism recently. It has been accused of causing apathy, depression, and even full-blown psychosis amongst its viewers. But we ask the question, has this phenomenon been seen before? Before social media, there was one screen that dominated the daily lives of the population. TV, or the Telly, as we like to call it here. Was Telly, in fact, the precursor of the modern human obsession with viewing life only as broadcast on the airwaves? Did it have the profound effect on society that social media is being accused of today? Was mankind, in effect, groomed for the internet by this preceding device? We sought out people who could remember when Telly was the new technology that everyone was debating. Was it viewed, no pun intended folks, as a boon or a threat to society? Our first subject was old Bob. Like many of his generation, the first televised event he witnessed was the coronation of the late Queen back in the 50s.
You know what? Oh, hi Mark, I remember us getting us first telly. Took 4 of us to get it in the bloody house. The screen were only 3 inches wide, but the cabinet was 4 foot by 6. Bloody thing.
Is that thee back from the pit, mother? Put us tea on then.
Hey, all right. Just let me get my boots off and my pinny on, Wilsey. What's thou doing, young Bob?
And what's in the box?
Well, the coronation was 3 days ago. The Radio Times says there's now tales on until Muffin the Mule. That's Thursday week.
Well, there's the test card, isn't there? Father says we have to make the most of the telly licence.
It's not right sitting inside all this time looking at that thing. You'll get square eyes, my lad. How old are you, young Bob?
Bloody hell, mother, I know there's got 13 veins, but do try and keep up. I'm 11.
Well, at your age, go out and get drunk and vandalise a phone box.
All right, mother. Wazzock.
And so already, television was affecting the fabric of day-to-day life in ordinary households. In the 60s, 2 major televisual events occurred, and they were both channels. ITV was born, and the BBC launched a second channel for more serious topics and sport. We asked our CEO and producer Bobby Nomates what he remembers of this time.
Hello, Michael.
What do you remember of those times, boss?
Oh yes, those were innovative times of television indeed. However, my viewing was still under strict adult supervision.
Bobby, what are you doing in here?
Oh, hello, Mother. I am just about to watch a documentary about the migratory habits of the greater crested grebe. Do not worry, Mother, I only watch educational programmes.
No, I mean, what are you doing in the house? I've got dinner guests in half an hour. Bloody television. I wish I'd never bought the sodding thing. Now you look, Bobby, I didn't give you a latchkey for nothing. Get lost, and I don't want to see you again before midnight. Is that clear?
Yes, Mother.
Bloody child. I'm glad he's old enough to go to the off licence.
And so it would appear that the small screen was still very much the servant and not the master at this stage. But what of later on, as the telly generations emerged? Those who had never been without the one-eyed god in the corner.
Shiggy, are you lounging around in front of that infernal machine again?
Yes, Mum, it's busting. It's topping the pups on soon. It's slide this week.
That telly's got a lot to answer for. You know your dad named you after that silly sod on Scooby-Doo.
It could have been worse. He could have been a fan of Puff and Stuff.
Well, you just listen, my lad. Before you watch anything, I'll need some stuff from up the Asda.
Oh, Mum.
I bet watching Noddy and the gang would be all the more enjoyable with a curly-whirly, wouldn't it?
Coming, mother dear.
So it would appear that, viewed alongside modern technology, the television was every bit as much of a disruption back then as social media is now. We here at Not the Chair Circle managed to find someone who has breached both periods of this explosion of information and entertainment. Someone who has insider knowledge from both camps. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I must admit to being a close friend of the next guest. I have no wish to name drop, but to me he's known as Algie. To everyone else he's known as the Mighty Algorithm, and I think he is just about to join us. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Algie, we'll let you off the clap of thunder. We know you like to make an entrance. How's it going?
Hello, Mike. Oh, you know, never bloody ending. Global streaming is a 24-hour day occupation after all.
Yeah. Now, I've told the audience here and at home that you have first-hand experience in both medias from very early on. Can you elucidate further for them?
Yes, Mike, you make me sound ancient. Back in the day, at the start, I was just a lowly high-speed digital data processor working on the viewing stats, figuring out what the general public were watching and what they weren't, that sort of thing. Simpler times, Mike, simpler times.
I see. Do go on.
Still basically trying to keep the little bleeders happy. Even then media had its detractors. In those days there was better demarcation though. Everyone knew where they stood.
I don't follow you.
Simple. We made the stuff, they watched it. They still had right to reply, but the whole system worked, due in no small part to the basically apathetic nature of humankind.
How so?
Well, we still have the same number of malcontents saying that TV was ruining the nation, causing isolation, breeding apathy, affecting healthy outdoor activity, generally destroying the fabric of life, ruining the art of conversation. That was a good one. We had the moral crusaders, the shrinks, and the godbotherers and all the rest, but they had to work at it.
I'm sorry, Algie, I'm still not with you.
Well, if they wanted to make a fuss or get on the box to rant about the box, bloody silly, they had to get off their arses and complain to their MP, to the House of Commons, etc. We even gave them shows they could write to, but all of that included actually getting off the settee. Only the really fanatical could be bothered. Even writing to the shows involved getting a stamp, writing a letter and posting it. Far too much for the average couch potato. Ruining the art of conversation. It gave them something to talk about other than their pathetic little lives. The sods had never been so well informed.
And so you don't think that social media is having more or less of a detrimental effect on society and people's mental health than the television did?
No, definitely not. There is one fundamental difference. We've given the little bleeders the key to the door, the way in. Now they can complain from the same bloody armchairs they've been glued to since the whole sodding thing began. Now they can push another set of buttons and appear on the screen, or write in without even having to get up out of bed. They don't get their letters read out in a silly voice by some daft sort in a bad dress anymore. They can click a button and have their own revolting faces all over the screen in 10 seconds. They're never ever happy. We used to give them repeats and they would complain. Now you give them the whole of recorded entertainment since silent movies began, and they make fart-assed, politically correct remakes of the old bloody films. Back in the day, only the most determined nutters and perverts could get on the screen. Now it's a free-for-all. And they lap it up. Why? Because they used to just sit and moan about the shows to their family in the front room and get told, "Shut up, we're watching." Now they can rant to the whole world and all they get back are written comments which they can block if they hurt their little feelings. Grow up, mankind. I'll say what we told you all the way back in the 50s. There is a bloody off switch.
Well, Algie, I expect that our comments box will indeed be filling up as we speak.
Oh, I doubt it. They'll all have turned over by now. You haven't had a farting cat or a screaming adolescent, and the show is more than 40 bloody seconds long.
I think we'll leave it there. Thank you once again for taking time from your very busy schedule to join us.
Not at all, Mike. I feel much better for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mikey algorithm. Well, folks, food for thought, I'm sure you'll agree. And on a lighter note, we're going to end with something that's become a bit of an institution here.
Institution? No fear. They had to let me out.
Well, that's giving the game away. It was funnier in rehearsal. I don't think I really need to say anything now, but I shall anyway. Here he is. Your own. Your very own. Shake.
Here I am again on the Gobshite special, crochet. Now, there has been some talk about my formative years on the programme tonight, and I'd like to do a little number that relates to a very momentous day in my life. In order to help me out, please give a warm welcome to my good friends, the Robertos. I was just a skinny lad, didn't know a mivvy from a feb, till the day I first went to the Esther store. They had long and bulging aisles that went on for miles, and lovely ladies filling them from roof to floor. I had set out bright and early in the search for curly whirlies, when I found myself outside the Asda's door. I slid in to look for toffee when I saw a hefty posse of shelf stackers heading onto the shop floor. Oh, we're going down the shops tonight. Oh, underneath those neon lights. Oh, when you're putting out the stock, shelf stacking girls, you make the shopping world go round. Fat bottom girls, you make my rocking world go round. In R1 was big blonde Brenda with the toasters, pots and blenders. Next along was Mary putting out the cheese. But I kept on to the section where they keep the best confection. Shirley stood there holding what this poor boy needs. Now old Shirley can get surly if you snatch the curly whirly before she's got the boxes on the shelf. You ask nicely if you may, and don't mess up her display. You'll get your chocky bars for anybody else. Oh, we're going down the shops tonight. Oh, underneath that neon light. Oh, when you're putting out the stock, shelf stacking girls, you make the shopping world go round. Fat bottom girls, you make my rocking world go round. Played up on all four, Tracy to gardening.